Welcome to Roguecast, the official podcast of Rogues Gallery. We'll talk comics for the week, as well as whatever news is on our pop cultural radar. I'm Randy.
I'm Nick.
This is Dave.
And now, on with the show. Hello and welcome back to the Roguecast. This is part 2 of our probably 3 or 4 part catching up on San Diego Comic-Con news.
Yep.
You say that. I think we can do this.
There's no way we're getting through it all today. But we have trailers to talk about. We got big news from the comics and games world. Big news from TV and movie news. We won't even talk about, we can't get to, Nick and I have been watching Furious and Lucky. Yep. And I've been watching My Adventure with Superman Season 3, Batman Cape Crusader Season 2. Probably won't get to all that, but we will. We have lots to talk about.
The new Avatar movie.
New Avatar movie.
And there's a Hello Kitty comic.
And we will talk about the Hello Kitty comic.
Yeah.
Because we are, above all else, a comic book podcast.
That's true.
All right. Store news. We have moved our Star Wars Unlimited organized play. If you didn't know we were doing it, we are.
Yep.
It's on Saturdays, and it is now at Spare Time Pflugerville. We have room for about 20 people. It has been locked down to like 6 or 8. Yep. So we opened it up a little bit more. That happens from 11:30 to 2:30 on Saturdays. You can go to melee.gg and find the events and sign up for them.
Yep.
We are also doing a sale on Star Wars Unlimited boxes. We don't do this very often, but we are sort of clearing out Lawless Time and Secrets of Power play boosters at $90 a box. Lawless Time and Secrets of Power pre-release kits at $22. And Lawless Time Carbonite boosters at $220.
Nice.
So,
and then there is also like there was a recent-ish set, right?
Yes, Ashes of Empire.
Ashes of Empire.
We're not selling that.
No, I know. I'm just like if you're coming in, there's like that's the new hotness.
There's always new hotness.
Yep.
Batman Day is coming up, September 19th.
Mm-hmm.
This year may be bigger than usual because they're releasing Batman of Two Worlds.
It is going to be bigger than usual,
which is a comic you can buy that day. That has a new Batman story by Matt Fraction and Jorge Jimenez.
Yep.
And a new Absolute Batman story by Snyder and
isn't
Nick.
It Darrington?
Is it Darrington? I believe it is.
Yep.
And in which the two of them work at the same case in different worlds.
Yeah, something like that. It's essentially their team up book.
It sounds like they may not meet and punch each other.
Yeah, we're curious to see how they're going to stage it.
The thing about this is Fraction always has an interesting thought line. And working with Snyder, I think... And this is the guy who did an entire issue of Hawkeye that was from Pizza Dog's perspective.
I hope that it's from Pizza Dog's perspective.
I mean, that would be fun.
Absolute Pizza Dog.
Absolute Pizza
Batman just swings by at some point and he's like,
good boy, Ace.
You have Ace.
That's right.
Batman needs Ace.
But that's going to be big. Somebody just put down a special order for it the other day. We've got, and this is what, 2 months out? Whatever it is.
September 19th. We're about a little month out.
I'm sure there's variant covers.
There's also, there are 3 new hardcovers with variant covers. So a volume 1 of Batman, the Matt Fraction Batman, with a absolute homage cover.
Nice.
A Batman 89 with a very nice painted cover that also comes with a digital copy of the movie.
That's pretty cool.
And a painted Dark Knight Returns cover, hardcover, that comes with a copy of the animated movie. So pretty cool.
That is pretty cool.
They're also releasing stuff that week. I think the Batman Hush 2 hardcover, the Absolute Batman Volume 3 will release that week. So there'll be a bunch of Batman stuff.
That's some synergy.
Put that on your calendar. We're working on some other special deals. We'll see what else happens.
Yep.
That should be fun. New games. We got the D&D Troves, the cards.
Oh,
this is the sort of the big... People have been asking for those spell cards.
Spell cards?
Yeah.
Yeah, they, when I saw when we were putting these out the other day, so there's spell cards and monster cards, I believe.
Spell cards, monster card, and magic item cards.
Yep. And what they did is, it looks to me like in this time, instead of, the spells are broken up by levels, but they don't isolate them to class.
Right.
So that you don't have to be like tracking down your bard spells and your paladin spells. You're just going to be getting the big spell thing and you're going to get it all.
Yeah, there are 3 sets and it covers all the levels.
And I guess once you have the big set, you can divide it up as you will. You want to bust out the cleric stuff? You can bust out the cleric stuff.
I've played a fair amount of D&D 5, but I guess I don't know. Does the magic system stop at level 5 now? There aren't like 9th level spells because
I don't know.
The spell cards stop at level 5.
This could just be wave 1.
Maybe so.
I will say this. I was always confused by how levels and stuff like that work.
It is a little dumb. Like, if you're level 9, you can cast level 9 spells.
Right, that's what I want it to be. But admittedly, it doesn't seem to... I don't usually see them going up to, like, stuff... Or do they? Shit.
They don't. They don't. I think they may have stopped at level 5.
Maybe so.
I'll have to look. I don't know. Right now, if someone who plays D&D 5 is screaming at
multiple people are screaming. Yeah.
Well, I mean, we don't even call them spells. We call them magic-y things, right?
Yeah.
Nobody calls them spells anymore.
Right.
I blast you with my magic-y thing.
Yeah,
my wizard busts a hocus pocus on you.
And we all know magic missiles don't automatically hit anymore. You got to roll for them.
Right.
And
we're causing brain damage right now. Causing brain damage.
And of course, all fighters can cast spells now.
But getting those cards back in is a big thing.
It is.
It's been like a couple
those
years or
ones
something.
We're talking about were put out through Gale Force 9. These are actually put
official
out through
license.
Wizards,
Yep.
Official license.
Yeah, you get there's 2 sets of monster cards. There's 2 sets of magic items there's one that's common, uncommon, and the other one is rare.
Yep.
Then you can give these cards to your players, which is pretty cool.
Yep.
So yeah, that's kind of cool. We also got Mary Shelley's Frankenstein cards, which were immediately snapped up by our staffer Serena.
Yeah, well,
but we do have more coming.
Are they?
So it's a deck of cards that is all Frankenstein themed that you can use to play like 9 different games.
Oh, but is it like a tarot deck or a poker deck or what?
It's sort of a regular deck of cards, but I guess not entirely.
Oh.
But it's got like games you can play.
It's a Franken deck.
Yeah, it's a Franken deck. We got a new game called 9 Lives. There already is a game called 9 Lives.
But this is a new game called 9 Lives.
This new one is from the Exploding Kittens people.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
And it is a push your luck game.
Okay.
For those who like push your luck games, which I am one of those.
It does seem like a good fit for the Exploding Kittens people.
Yeah. Basically, you're taking turns adding numbered cards in the pile. As it goes closer to 9, you blindside other players by throwing down special action cards that force them to bust.
Okay.
Then you steal their cards down to your score pile. So, not unlike Exploding Kittens. You're kind of getting people to...
Yeah.
We got a small card game called Assemblage, which is an eco-fantasy storytelling game where each player portrays an entire species and collaborates in crafting an interdependent ecosystem on the verge of collapse.
So you're creating a system on the verge of collapse?
You're describing how these species work together, history, relationships, adaptations, myths. Then you encounter an epic environmental disaster. I don't know what that'd be like. And you explore what it means to survive.
Okay. I was like, where's the part where you try and fight it?
You try and fight it.
Like, please. I hope it's not just I won. I made the worst disaster.
No, Dave, that's the real world.
Oh, whoopsie.
There's an expansion for the Magnus Archives. It says 10 new investigations, which are ready-made adventures.
I think we started, for a little while, we weren't quite sure where to store these and had been storing them kind of with our indie games, but we decided that this kind of falls more in the party game area.
No, this is the RPG stuff.
Oh, the RPG.
This is the RPG.
My bad.
Which some of these investigations are actually written by Jonathan Sims, who is the co-creator of the Marcus Archives and the voice of the Archivist.
Yep. And if we haven't mentioned this in a while, Magnus Archives has some of the coolest lore ever and very spooky episodes. They're all like half hour, and you should just go listen to a few. You could probably listen to any random ones, but the first season is very good.
Yes, it is.
It starts out, it immediately hits the ground running. So I can imagine that these would make for very cool mysteries, just because I know that like the writing was so consistently strong on that show.
The game Spot It, which we've had various versions of, there's like a quick spot symbols.
Yep.
There's a new one called Spot It Connect Power Up. Still a reflex real-time game, but you need to be the fastest team to connect 4 cards of your color in a row. And you name the common symbol between the cards in your hands. They're already laid down. You play at the same time, and people can sort of block. So you're trying as a team to lay down cards.
Okay.
It's pretty cool. That Tracks is a chatty party game powered by what people search. So...
Wait, you're looking at people's search history?
Let's see. It says, can you and your teammates work it out against the clock and your rivals on the other side of the table? If you're sure, add a boost to score more points.
Oh, is this based on like what the world's...
You'll play across 6 rounds asking yourselves, has the trend for bubble tea burst already? Are French bulldogs searched more in Australia or Cuba? So it's based on...
that's fun. Yeah, that's fun. I like this.
In the end, you'll find yourself saying, that makes sense. Or to put it another way, that tracks.
If you were basing it on your actual search history, that could...
That's unfortunate.
That could lead to some issues.
Are other people as into clowns as I am?
Yes, they are.
Oh wow! What have I discovered? There's pages opening up.
Worlds upon worlds.
I was gonna make the sound of like a clown nose honking or a little thing, but I can't. I don't know how to make that sound really.
You gotta have a clown nose.
That's as good as I can get.
You gotta give a clown nose on hand at all times.
Oh man. Rogues Gallery will we can be known as the place where they all wear clown noses.
Yes,
just go borrow it from the dumpster clown.
That's
Werewolves of Miller Sala, which is a version of the game Werewolf.
Yep.
I don't know if it came out first or what, but it is the 25th anniversary of it, so there's a new special edition of that.
That is crazy.
Yeah.
I feel like they were maybe, like, I think this was, like, initially a party game that was just, like, you didn't need rules particularly to do it. You know, anybody could at least play the basics. I'm betting that Werewolves of Miller's Hollow might have been the first one to, like, kind of do the commercial version of it.
Maybe so.
But yeah, I don't know. 25 years, that's crazy, though.
Zombicide Squid Game. This is a new standalone and also expansion of Zombicide. Basically, it says that you're trapped in the Squid Game, and then the zombie apocalypse starts.
Oh, that's pretty funny.
And it says
that reminds me, like, one of my favorite zombie movies, or it's a miniseries, is the one by the Black Mirror dude,
Big Brother.
Where they're trapped in the Big Brother house when it all goes down. It's like basically if you were in that little spot of unreality, and then you open the door like, oh, the show's over, and then all hell is breaking loose.
What's that called?
Dead Set.
Dead Set. Okay, yeah, it is great.
It is very good.
I haven't watched that in years.
Yeah, it might be fun to revisit or show some people. But yeah, if people like Black Mirror, they should catch it. And I bet that was maybe in their mind when they created this, because. But you know what? Squid Games are like very deadly. Like, I feel like you'd be like, zombies. Sure, is this part of the game? Sure.
And then we got Everdell Emerald Collector's Edition. So this is a fancy edition of their new. It's jungle themed. It's tropical jungle themed Everdell.
Okay.
Which always very pretty, fun resource and tableau builder that I like a lot. All right, let's talk comics for the week.
Yep.
And I believe the lead comic of the week is Hello Kitty and Friends, Hello World.
Yep. Which has me thinking over and over again, because of the Hello World, of the Joan Jett song, was it Cherry Bomb?
Yes.
The Hello World, I'm your wild girl, cherry bomb.
And that is what Hello Kitty is saying.
I assume.
So this, you said she's doing like a podcast from her cutesy neighborhood?
It's very delightful. It has the vibe of, from what I can tell, of what's the game I always forget?
Not Animal Crossing.
No, it is Animal Crossing, but also the other one.
Stardew Valley.
There is like a double page splash showing the little delightful map, and it looks like a video game map.
Yep.
And yes, Hello Kitty, as the framing device for it, is doing her little podcast. This is a very kid friendly comic, but also really well drawn. It's like the art is very nice in it, and it's friendly and upbeat. She goes around town. She's visiting all her friends in it, and so these are all the other, like, I guess Sanrio little cute animals and stuff. But by the end of it, I slightly mistakenly made the sign for this. I thought Hello Kitty loses her iconic red bow. Somebody else, like I think maybe her sister or whatever, loses her bow, and there is a thief perhaps in the town. And so in a way, you've also been seeing the suspect list. So Hello Kitty is going to try and get to the bottom of who stole it.
No. I thought she was going to solve a murder.
There was a murdered prostitute found in the gutter.
But she had a bow on her head, so it's okay.
But you know what? I was flipping through this, and I was like, although this is like very kind of upbeat and friendly, and most of them is like, hey, friendly friend, what you up to? And they're like, that's great. There was a little sweet moment where she visits a friend who's a baker, and the baker says, I'm glad you're here. And she goes, what's wrong? And she says, I don't know. I'm just feeling a little sugar-free these days. Everyone in Friend Town is so amazing. Sometimes I just don't feel special. And they've got little anime tears under their eyes. And so Hello Kitty helps them out and all that. But like these characters have a little bit of fun personality. I think this is going to be a very good comic for kids or your Sanrio fans of the world.
Yep. We also get Godzilla's Monsterpiece Theater, another entry in that. This is Roar of the Worlds.
Yep. This is a fun one where Kyle Baker, one of the a pretty iconic comic artists.
A lot of people may not know Kyle Baker. He's not been as active of late.
Right. He I think biggest in the 80s and 90s. Yeah. He did humor comics. He was also an artist at Marvel and DC. He was one of the sort of notable black creators of the era. And but he's kind of always done his own thing too. He did an autobiography of Nat Turner once upon a time.
He did.
He did a Plastic Man comic that was very funny and was a callback to kind of classic animation.
Did he do the Captain America?
He drew Captain America Truth. That's probably his best known property. But yes, he is drawing this one. He's writing and drawing it. He doesn't draw a ton of stuff these days. And it's kind of in that, not photorealistic style, but that style of his that kind of combines a little bit of photorealism with cartooniness.
And we haven't said, but it is Godzilla versus the War of the Worlds Martians.
Yes. And it is like, it's set in the original story time period, and it's just like, oh, the Martians also go after Japan. And guess what? This is one of those stories where Godzilla is in protector mode. And it's gonna go worse for the aliens than it did in London.
Yes.
Which is, I think, a fun idea.
Yeah, it is. We've got Miles Morales Spider-Man #1. I know you're saying, how many number ones is that? It's a lot.
It's a lot.
But this is a good one. This is a good first issue. It's written by Brian Hill. Art by, who is the artist? Last name is Leon, but...
Yeah, isn't it Nico?
Nico Leon.
Yeah.
Okay.
And Valentine DeLandro does the flashbacks. But it's really, really pretty. And they're definitely lining him up. They're giving him sort of a fresh start away from all the Spider-Verse stuff.
Yeah.
He is actually...
I heard he's just come back from the Ultimate...
Well, yeah,
Yes,
he basically went to the Ultimate Universe to save his sister.
And then he was dealing with like the origin boxes and all that. And
Right.
he actually calls that out. He's like origin boxes and Spider-Verses. And he's like, I need to do the Brooklyn thing for a while.
Yeah, he's basically back to Brooklyn, back in school, I think.
Yep.
Doing school
So,
stuff.
and he talks, there's a bit where he's talking with Miguel and Spider-Gwen about like, I'm not going on these missions anymore.
Miguel as in Spidey 2099.
And so he is like doing stuff, and his dad is actually being targeted by.
He's still a
supervillain.
teenager, right? They haven't aged him up to like
Right.
his 20s.
He's still a teenager.
Yeah. He needs to have some time to be a kid.
But it's and he's done some stuff with Genki. He's got a new love interest. He just broke up with somebody. It definitely feels a little more in line with Spider-Verse. Miles Morales.
I think that's good because I think that's kind of what people want most from the
agree.
character is some cool teen superhero adventures that are a little bit definitely like kind of what Peter has sort of aged out of.
Well, I've been skeptical about Miles because they didn't seem to know what to do with him.
Yeah.
This is the first issue in a while where I'm like, oh, this is what I want to see. I don't want to be a vampire. I don't really want him being... The only exception is I like Spider-Versity.
Yeah.
But in general, I don't want him to be one of many Spider-Men. I want to see what Miles is like.
Right. Go ahead.
And
because he's got a cool supporting cast. Yeah. He's got a good inner life.
There was a fun new villain in this.
Yep.
And didn't quite know the deal with his dad, but it's interesting.
His dad apparently worked for S.H.I.E.L.D.
Yeah.
Right, I saw that in the solicit that he had, and they kind of made it sound like it was something in his past, like not something that's current. But that is a little wild. Is that like a carry through of the idea that was a what if with Peter's parents, right? Because there's like a what if or something where they had worked for S.H.I.E.L.D.
That's not what if. That's canon.
Is that canon?
Yeah, that's canon.
Oh, okay, it just should be thrown away.
Yes. But no, this is like his dad has always been a New York City cop.
He was approached by
having him be an undercover agent inside this criminal organization for Nick Fury is weird.
Nick Fury Jr.
I'm not quite Nick Fury. I'm not. I refuse to call him Nick Fury Jr. It feels weird to me, but it's. I kind of like it too. I wish he'd been. He'd been undercover as a cop and not as an agent of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Right.
But
I agree with that. This, we see this all the time in sort of superhero comics. There's there's good writers, but that sometimes they inherit something or they do something a little where I'm just like, that wouldn't have been my choice. I wouldn't have made Mary Jane Venom, but like the writing is good. It works. Yeah. So you kind of roll with these things as a superhero reader, or at least I think you'll generally find you're kind of a happier reader if you can.
DNX, the crossover between X-Men and Fantastic Four, starts this week with X-Men 35 as the first part of the prologue.
Yep.
They're dealing a lot with Beast sort of struggling with
finding out that he has that there was an evil beast and having to deal with
he knew about the evil beast.
Right, but I guess having to psychologically come to terms with it.
Well, because his evil beast is now calling himself the chairman and is the head of 3K, which is like the mutant terrorist group.
Yep.
The inheritors of the Brotherhood of Mutants, Mutant Liberation Front. They have their own X-Men.
Randy, you were, I was kind of like slipping a little bit out of reading X-Men.
Yep.
And you told me that this issue had a good heart-to-heart kind of talk between Magic and Beast.
It does.
Where she goes and it kind of has to do with the fact that she has her inner darkness, the dark child, and all this stuff that she's faced over the years, and Beast wants to talk with her about that. And Jed MacKay, I was glad you mentioned it because he wrote a really great scene there, and magic has really flourished under him.
I am not a magic fan in general. Like, I like the character in general as an idea,
right?
But I don't love her the way people seem to love her.
I think it's just she's got a good aesthetic.
Yeah, but this was the issue where I'm like, oh, I really like this version of Magic. She's got more. Well, I mean, I loved her in Midnight Suns.
And we also like the other thing McKay's been doing in here, where she kind of formed a bromance with Juggernaut, who's going to be kind of in an X-Men team. He's the edgelord.
I wouldn't have liked. I also don't like Juggernaut as an X-Man, but the previous issue of this was a focus on just Juggernaut on his own, and it was really good.
Yeah,
McKay has made stuff work that I did not expect to work.
So unexpectedly, although I was not planning to be following this storyline, the DNX thing, now I'm kind of in, and I do think like having it's like going to be a crossover with Fantastic Four.
Yeah, so it's Jed MacKay and Ryan North, which that's pretty great.
That's a pretty good team. So yeah, I'm unexpected. That might even be my book of the week.
Interesting.
Yeah,
it's not mine.
X-Men 97 has me in an X-Men mode. And I just there was like
it's worth
lots
mentioning.
Of good scenes in there.
X-Men 97 is this week. The comic.
Yep.
I think the comic is almost a must read.
You're saying that it fills in lots of stuff
because this gives us a little bit of the origin of Exodus, which is nowhere to be found in the show.
Yeah, there's some. They're dealing with some of the stuff that they might have hurried over.
Some big stuff with some of the Apocalypse Horsemen. Some of the stuff that the X-Men got up into in the past.
I think I saw Famine, right?
Famine's in here. It's definitely they one of the complaints I've heard about X-Men 97, which I don't agree with, but I get where people are coming from, is that they move too fast through things.
Yeah.
And if you're someone who feels that, the comic is actually slows it a bit down and delves into some of the other stories of like a little bit more of like what X-Force's missions are and what the X-Men were doing in the past.
That's pretty cool.
And how Apocalypse what becomes Apocalypse. Like all of that is referenced in here and it's just a really good issue. I really liked it.
As a quick aside, Nick, Randy and I were talking about this yesterday and we were shocked to realize that there is only one episode left.
Oh.
It's a 9-episode season.
And we're thinking that it's basically that Apocalypse's story might be have been broken up into kind of 2 seasons. Because I feel like there's no way they wrap it all up in one episode.
You mean tomorrow's episode is the last?
Tomorrow's episode is the last one for a while.
Well,
now, hopefully not as long. They did say the break won't be as long between 2 and 3.
That's sad.
Because they don't have to. They don't have to deal with whatever
there were
happens.
Like 3 left or something.
Yeah, me too.
It's been a good season though.
It has.
Yeah.
Queen and Black Thor. The Queen and Black stuff continues. I'm kind of digging this. It's an expansion of what's been going on in Venom. Al Ewing's writing most of it, and I really have been liking his Mortal Thor. This issue is Mortal Thor dealing with a version of Hell or Hela, and Beta Ray Bill facing off against Tyr, the Asgardian god of war.
Yep.
Okay.
It's
really good.
One of the first Thor comic I got as a kid was a random, not particularly good issue from like 1979 or 1980 or something like that, but it had Tyr in it.
Mm-hmm.
And it's interesting to see that he's still got the same basic look, they just kind of draw him cooler now.
Yeah.
Yep.
But it's kind of fun for me to have seen him in there. Tyr has one of the most rockin' backstories in Norse mythology.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know the deal, Nick, with his lost hand?
Yeah, he puts his hand in Fenris's mouth so
they can cage him.
And then they betray him, and he knew this was going to happen, so Fenris bites his hand off.
Yeah, he knew he would basically lose the hand. And so I'm like, this dude is kind of a boss, but I guess, Randy, is he being written as like a straight-up bad guy?
He's a nuanced bad guy, but he and Hela are basically trying to enact Asgardian supremacy on Earth for their own purposes, but this is all, he's trying to argue Beta Ray Bill into joining them.
Okay.
And basically saying, Asgard's been erased, nobody remembers us, we're trying to get that back. And Beta Ray Bill's like, yeah, but how many people are you going to kill in the means of doing that? And it's good. It's good stuff. And also...
By the way, if I ever get my hand bitten off just so y'all can put a collar on a dog...
Yeah.
Solid chance I will go villain as well.
That's fair.
I mean,
especially if you don't all the time remind me how thankful you are about the
Thanks,
hand.
Dave, for the hand. We appreciate it.
What were we saying though?
Venom number 260 is also a Queen and Black tie-in and is a focus on Eddie Brock and his son Dylan and kind of where they are at, which is interesting. It gets into some of the King and Black stuff and potential future stuff. It's good. If you've been liking the Venom stuff that Ewing's doing, worth a read. The Kingdom of Zod crossover, which will cross over across all the Superman books. Starts with his parts 1 and 2 this week with Supergirl and Action Comics.
Yep.
These are both by it's Sophie Campbell writes Supergirl, Mark Waid writes Action. People have been doing it. It is an interesting story of Zod is back.
Is both Superman himself is returning, right?
Yes, but they don't know that yet until
is
Action
that him
Comics.
with the beard?
Yes.
Okay, so you do see him in that. I was like, he doesn't play a major role in it, but he is in it.
He's back.
He looks kind of cool with the beard.
Yeah. So basically, Zod doesn't have his powers for reasons that are explained in here.
Yep.
And he's trying to get them back, and he's trying to do what Zod always does, which is try to take over the whole world.
Yep. But there is some nuances as like. There's an interesting, like, sort of verbal sparring between him and Lois where she's like, what do you really want?
Yeah.
You know, like, I feel like there's something more going on, and she's really trying to get under his skin. We were talking about this the other day with MJ's from Marvel, with her 60th anniversary as a character. And I was thinking that she and Lois, maybe above all others, that were characters kind of created as girlfriend types, have both evolved into such fully credible characters that they're both great, I think. And I love how, like, Lois as editor-in-chief of the Daily Planet, I think, is good. And I like her being able to go toe-to-toe with Zod, even though he's also very scary in that scene. But anyway, so this is going to be a little bit, Randy, like almost like a old school S.H.I.E.L.D. Superman crossover, right?
Yep.
Between all the Superman books.
Batman and Robin Year 1 gets a sequel called Dynamic Duos. This is Mark Waid, Chris Samney doing early stuff of Batman and Robin.
Yep.
It has spectacular artwork.
Some cool guest stars.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That panel showing the guest star, I'm like, that is so cool. Making that classic costume look the best it's ever looked.
Yep. It's great.
Samney's an amazing artist.
Yeah.
Yep.
But yeah, if you want some kind of like sort of Year 1, but with some of the lightness of Robin being in the mix, you should check it out.
New image book called Regicide. Either of y'all get a chance to read this one?
No, but I did look it up to make the sign
I like
for
the
it.
art.
The art's really good. It almost looks like a preprint of like an Italian comic or something like that. It's very detailed.
Yeah.
But it's apparently about this like kind of commoner guy who gets pulled into a scheme in Transylvania. This is like in Transylvania to weirdly Dracula is involved, but they said to kill like his viceroy or something like that. But like he's roped in somehow into a plan and has to try and figure out how to maybe keep his head above water. I don't know exactly, but yeah, some sort of Dracula vampire dark tale. OOEX
Yumi.
Yep.
This one is by Doug Wagner, who does sort of weird comics like plastic and vinyl and.
Oh yeah.
This is one of his sort of weirder ones.
But he's got a cult following. This is also several of these are under my radar this week. I didn't get around to.
But you made signs, so you.
I did make signs. Made the sign, but I don't
know what the pitch is on that one.
Don't remember what the pitch is. Let me hand it here real quick. I'm going to flip through it while you talk about other stuff.
Okay. Ignition Press has Cult-de-sac by Cullen Bunn and FICO Ossio, who I think I recognize that name.
So not Cul-de-sac, but Cult-de-sac, because it is about a cult-run HOA.
Yes.
And I don't know if is the tone, Randy, can you tell flipping through it, is it like darkly comedic?
I think darkly comedic is probably right.
Yeah, because
Cullen Bunn does horror, so it's got really nice art. This FICO Ossio, I don't know where I know that name from,
I don't.
But I definitely have seen his art elsewhere, and it's really nice. But yeah, it's a fun premise. Also, Gastronomique, another sort of weird premise. This is dark, horny, murdery.
It's the French Revolution era, and there's a lot of lesbians
and possibly cannibalism.
And cannibalism.
Yep.
So they said something when I was making the sign for this about the infamous cannibal not tarot, but it was like some French name that was a little close to that.
Okay.
And I looked it up, and it is actually kind of freakishly terrifying. He was a real dude who seemed to have some sort of, what do you call it? Like gastronomical anomaly. He could eat endlessly and also was that hungry. Like if,
like Matter Eater Lad, if he was a lesbian vampire.
He is a dude.
Whatever.
But, I'm
just giving you my pitch.
I guess he would eat he would just be almost constantly eating, but somehow not getting nourishment, as if he had probably a thyroid issue.
Brad Pitt in Ocean's 11.
And am I going to tell the story? Or
You're telling the story. I'm helping.
Anyway, but he would also as a novelty, eat spoons and plates and tin cans. He could apparently eat almost anything. I don't know how you get rid of that stuff without destroying yourself.
Yeah, I don't know how that works.
But then somewhere along the way, he got to like cannibalism.
Okay, sure.
And this is like at least somewhat based in real stuff. The comic, weirdly like has like a heavy erotic component. Who's the writer?
Margaret Bennett.
Margaret Bennett. Yeah. But it's interesting. I'm weirded out by it. But it's also like very beautiful looking. I think that like if any of what we've said intrigues you, or you just want to see a weird erotic period piece, she is like a spy in it, who I think is ultimately trying to capture a spy for like Napoleon, the French Revolution. I don't know, for people in France of old, who's I think trying to ultimately bring down this cannibal dude. But it's wild to me that he's based on a real dude.
Yeah. We've got the Foundry #1, which is another spinoff from the Mike Mignolaverse, I think, right? Is it?
Yes.
Yeah, this is kind of like British adventure in that kind of Alan Quatermain sort of vein.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. By the way, I found the premise for Yumi. I'll read it in just a second.
Okay.
But anyway, there's floating dirigibles. The lead character, we were talking about this, like how do you do sort of that old Alan Quatermain stuff without the sort of colonialist part?
Yep.
And it seems like the lead character is a guy who's like, I think a Sikh, who's actually the head of the project, and he is working with those like British dudes in their like tan suits, and they're trying to like find ancient technology, almost like ancient aliens technologies, but it could be like ancient civilization technologies, like there had been secret civilizations, and they're trying to like travel the world and find them. I know it spins off of Witchfinder and other BPRD type stuff. All right, so here's the premise of Yumi. Let's see. Series follows Yumi, a lethal hacker and anti-spy, when her secret agent boyfriend Richard goes missing. She storms MI6 by hacking their network, fighting their operatives, and teaming up with her main ally, a fully sentient, weaponized AI Lamborghini built like a weapon of mass destruction. It sounds like an over-the-top speed racer hacker comic. I don't know.
Knight Rider.
Yeah, Knight Rider, yeah. Anyway, so that's Yumi.
And then worth mentioning, there is a new Gargoyles #1, which is still being written by Greg Weisman.
Yeah.
And there is a new Star Wars: The Fall of Kylo Ren, which is the third of the trilogy they were doing about Kylo Ren.
Yep. I saw that it's, I guess, set after what Snoke died, and he's the whatever Snoke's job was, like Grand Poohbah of Evil.
Yeah.
And but it has to do with, I guess that who's that one, that the redheaded dude who's like the Hux, I guess, is having some sort of infighting with like another one of the commanders.
That's his whole thing. And
Kylo Ren has to bring the brutality to shut down their little inner civil war. Anyway, I don't know if it's any good. I didn't read it. But that's the premise.
Some second issues this week. Clayface Celebrity Dirt. Yep. The Dog Sitter, the romantic comedy over at Ignition.
Yep.
And Jeff the Landstark Superstar, which, Dave, what is notable about Jeff this week? Did you look through?
It has the Jeff Coast Avengers.
Yes.
Okay, right.
There's also a bunch of really delightful artwork in it. Featuring who?
Magic Hot.
What's that?
Just a hotter version of Magic.
Oh, it's not a merged character?
No, these are all characters.
It's Magic and Longshot.
It's all these characters.
Oh, is that Magic Shot?
Yes, Magic Shot.
Yes,
okay.
Yes. Okay, that makes sense.
And then there's also, it looks like Kate Bishop and Psylocke, maybe?
Yep.
It'd be weird if in a Jeff comic had a hotter version of Magic. That's
Rogue is, I don't know who she's crossed over with.
It's Rogue and Gambit.
Rogue and Gambit? Okay. Okay. And then Storm and Dazzler?
Yep.
Yeah. Sazzler?
No, it's
Dorm?
something else.
But yes, I guess Jeff is up to shenanigans again, but I have not read it.
Yeah.
Mojo steals him from the world to star in his new show.
Mojo, you jerk.
That's pretty good. Okay. Immortal Hulk #10, which is building to the one-shots of Infernal Hulk versus various characters. Wolverine's first up.
Bruce take some action.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
There is did you read this yet, Randy?
I did not.
It's a good issue. Basically, they decided like that they need a Hulk to fight a Hulk. That the only way to bring down an Infernal Hulk is to get Bruce back. But Infernal Hulk is literally in his body, so they can't do that. I was slightly unclear on this, but they go to an magically imprisoned foe of Dr. Voodoo's, who uses like a Hulk body.
Yeah,
I don't know
like
how he has it, but he does something from the lore. And they basically go to the demon plane, and you know the famous Sandman story with this sort of riddle game between Morpheus and the demon? Something like that occurs where, but like where this demon like has all the cards, and he's like tormenting Dr. Voodoo, and is it Dr. Voodoo now? Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Dr. Voodoo and Bruce, but they do have a play to make, and then there's some other stuff happening in the real world as well.
Who that girl is?
Yeah, I wasn't sure either. She was a monster, and at first I thought it was Betty, and when she becomes the Harpy, but it's not.
No,
but is it?
I think it's from his
other monster stuff.
Isn't it Phil Kennedy Johnson? Is that who?
She is like some kind of high-level monster who looks like she is going to play an important role in basically fighting back against Infernal Hulk.
I mean, he's been writing this Hulk series for a long time at this point.
He has. But anyway, this was a good issue with a satisfying, like you said, Nick. He's it's kind of Bruce showing some initiative, like feeling
Bruce
a little.
Bruce has been basically trying to be. He's become kind of insular and kind of like just by himself. He doesn't want to.
Understandably, he wanted to put that life behind him, and you know. I guess this is like he can't escape it, at least at the moment.
Can't escape it.
Anyway, but yeah, it's good stuff.
Spider-Versity 5 concludes the Spider-Versity with the team facing off against the Red Goblin.
Yeah,
I thought this was really good. It's a really good finale.
It's a good issue. Let's see.
And it's going to lead into a new Spider-Woman series.
Yep. Yeah, it's essentially it's like almost the graduation test of them.
Yep.
And there's also some sort of heartfelt moments in it too that I liked. Some cool art.
That's a pretty hard test going up against Red Goblin.
The only sadness I have is that it says to be continuing Amazing Spider-Man, but I'm kind of sad this is only a limited series. I would absolutely have read more of this.
Yeah. Honestly, if they just kind of like kept it going in the background where like Miles in his own comic was mostly doing solo adventures, but every once in a while there'd be something where you'd see him go and he'd be like training with them. I'd like that. I wish there was sort of that level of continuity.
Yeah. Barbara Gordon Breakout number 4, more of Barbara Gordon in prison.
Yep.
Fury of Firestorm number 5 continues to be both a potential pick of the week and something that enrages us every week.
Yes.
It was still a good issue.
It's a good issue.
This issue, Firehawk and Professor Stein throw their Hail Mary pass to try and stop Ronnie, which is to say she's one of the few people who has like a strong emotional connection to him, even though they've been separated for a while now. That maybe, just maybe, she can get through to him. And they juxtapose that story with his induction into the Justice League back in the Satellite era, which was kind of fun and nostalgic for me because that's kind of when I became aware of Ronnie. I guess the way that came into my world was because they did it in the cartoon too.
Yeah.
I think it happened in the cartoon after it happened in the comics, and I wasn't reading DC at the time, so I came a little late. But yeah, you get to see like him sort of his first mission with the Justice League.
Well, he's sort of the newbie who's not sure he belongs. And you know, it's interesting. The same artist, who is De La Torre, does the whole book, which he's a great artist.
Yeah.
But they use 2 different colorists so that the Justice League looks a little different.
Yeah,
That's a very good technique.
It does work very well. And the reason we don't like this, of course, is that Professor Stein, Ronnie's longtime friend and confidant, has been portrayed as a total betrayer in this evil Oppenheimer. But it's still being well written.
It's really good. It's just, I'm not sure it was like that twist.
Yeah, you know, there seems to be a redemption arc that they're queuing up for him, but I just don't see how you can ever kind of get past it at this point. We'll see. We'll see.
G.I. Joe Real American Hero number 331 continues the ninja. The 3 ninjas with Snake Eyes brain patterns have been taken over by an Easter egg planted by Dr. Venom.
Yep.
And they are fighting their way past it, but now like half the Snake Eyes are having to work with against the other Snake Eyes.
Yep. Yeah, it continues to be a cool story.
Yeah, it's really good.
You know what I liked, Randy? There's a bit where there's a couple of G.I. Joe dudes who are like sort of assaulting a Cobra terror drone.
Yep.
And Snake Eyes is with them, and or that is to say, one of the mind-controlled Snake Eyes things. And they managed to get in, and everybody knows that that Snake Eyes, the mind-controlled Snake Eyes, is coming for them, and the Cobra guys are like, close up the Terrordrome, close up the Terrordrome.
Yeah.
It's almost like they're not in a Star Destroyer. It's not quite that big.
Right.
But it's like they have a castle, and they're like, we're in trouble. Snake Eyes is going to get in here, and they're like, hey, G.I. Joe people, why don't you team up with us so that we can all fight off Snake Eyes? Like that's how bad it is.
Yeah, which is pretty cool.
Well, I mean, how many times has Snake Eyes infiltrated a Terrordrome? It's probably quite a few.
One of the ones.
He's got a pretty big knock at the end to get in. That sets up the next issue.
And then enters number 3, which is the Ignition Press series by Rob Guillory and Sam Lotfi.
Yep.
This is sort of a little bit futuristic, a little bit of a nihilistic. I don't know how to describe it exactly.
Is this Inside the Earth?
Yeah.
This is not Hollow Earth, but
there's like a mine.
It's like a sci-fi,
like a dangerous mine. Yeah, it's a sci-fi thing. Anyway, 3rd issue, really nice art. What else did I miss? What are single issues?
I just want to mention Transformers, which has the very cool cover of Jazz. Wheeljack on the cover. Very awesome cover.
It's a Wheeljack-centric issue.
Yep. But also a fair amount of the spotlight on Thundercracker.
Yep, Thundercracker.
Who's the guy who joined the defector.
He was the one who went off after a while and got attacked by Cobra Law, and he was kind of in a weird state of mind when that happened. So he's basically like, did it actually happen? Right. So he's taking the aerial bots.
So they're investigating that.
And one of his older brothers decides to pay Thundercracker a visit.
Yep.
It's a really good issue. I thought Jason Howard did a really good job with the action.
I agree.
But I like this take on Wheeljack. And I want to see what he's cooking up because they allude to some cool stuff.
Like, what was going on with Beachcomber, the geologist guy, when they're like, let's hop into action, and he, like, looks distracted, and they're like, are you coming, Beachcomber? And he's like, yeah, of course. I'm like, something is going on. There's some subplot.
Well, he's a pacifist, so, you know.
Is it? But he looked like he was looking off at something in the distance.
Yeah, that's true.
Does he have a girlfriend? Does he have a boyfriend? Does he have a buggy friend? I don't know.
The only other book that I have that I don't think we mentioned was Chris Condon's Of the Earth.
Oh, right, yeah.
Man, this book just keeps...
I know you guys are loving that book.
I did get caught up. I'm not quite willing to put loving on it, but I'm liking it.
Nick loves it. You like it. I hate it.
I really enjoy this brand of horror.
Yeah, it's an interesting and sort of a slow burn, but like kind of in a good way, sort of comic where essentially what's happened is this guy there's sort of been 2 people as our leads for a few issues now.
Yep. There's
after a lot of weird stuff happened out in this. Are they doing construction outside?
They're doing construction outside.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
This guy who's like a representative of the oil company who like comes out to check small wells and things like that, but who's kind of a all-around handyman, smart guy, decent guy, is helping out this lady whose grandmother was traumatized by some creature she saw. And we have been, as the sun sets, like over the course of like an issue or 2, seen things get kind of like creepier and creepier. And they're kind of coming to a head now. The creature has been revealed.
Yep.
We've seen him multiple times or seen it. It's still a question of exactly what's going on. But there's some very suspenseful scenes. They found like the other worker who was sent out there who's also traumatized. The grandmother's freaking crazy.
Yep.
And has kind of gotten loose and is like her own danger. But it is like a spooky, like nighttime East Texas,
oil creature feature.
Oil creature feature. Yeah, that's exactly right.
With really spectacular art by Charlie Adlard.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the atmosphere is really strong.
Yeah.
But also the characters, there's downtime where these characters get a chance to talk a little bit.
Yeah.
And the thing where she's kind of revealing, finally, we're finding out sort of that mysterious thing from the way it opened where she was like fleeing something.
Yep.
And you're like, was it a crime thing? Was it a bad, like abusive boyfriend thing? Kind of both, as it turns out. But you find out some details in here, and she's finally able to talk about it a bit with the dude, and it's interesting.
All right. Let's take a break, and then we'll come back and talk about some trailers. All right, so there were a lot of trailers released during San Diego Comic-Con. We just watched about a half dozen of them. We have more to get to, but we'll probably not get to them this week.
Yep.
But let's start
this
with...
is a pretty good batch.
Let's start with Avengers Doomsday, the trailer that I've been waiting for since they announced the movie. Mm-hmm. I'm always chomping at the bit for these trailers. And what I love about Marvel trailers, before we get into it, they never give away too much.
Yeah.
This, I would not be shocked if some of these scenes aren't even in the movie.
Oh, they're notorious for that.
Yeah, which I love. But...
I think recently I was very impressed by Spider-Man Brand New Day.
Yep.
And the fact that essentially what we were looking at in those trailers was the first 10 to 15 minutes.
And I think that's going to be similar. Like, we're listing little snippets, but like basically what we see is the cast of characters. Right. And I'm sure we don't know everybody yet. But we get the first clue, the first sound, the first thing we hear is Dr. Doom narrating.
Yep.
And it's Robert Downey Jr. doing his Doom voice.
Latvian voice.
Which I think is I think it's good. You know what? First time I saw it, I wasn't thinking RDJ. I definitely wasn't thinking Iron Man.
No.
I didn't cop that it was like meant to be, or that it was him in my head.
But also, a lot of people have been really worried, annoyed, angry about RDJ being Dr. Doom. They're like, he's just going to be an evil Tony. And I think they haven't shown for sure, but I think it's pretty clear this is not just an evil Tony.
No, I think
they're just like, it's just the same guy. Don't worry about it.
What do you mean?
There's going to be
it's just the same actor. I don't think there's not going to be any ties to Doom. He's not going to be an alternate Tony Stark who's evil. He will just be like a Victor Von Doom.
That RDJ playing a Victor Von Doom.
No, they did that kind of shit in the 70s. They'd cast characters. They'd cast actors to be basically the same kind of thing.
Right. Well, like there's no wink, wink, nudge, nudge when John Rhys Davies played both Treebeard and Gimli in Lord of the Rings. Yeah. Peter Jackson was just like, he's the guy I want for these two spots. Now, I am definitely among the sort of the doubters in this, where not because of his acting ability. I think he actually is an amazing actor.
You just think, like, why do it?
Right, why do it? Like, there, you could easily find great actors of that age and stuff like that. And but like specifically after watching Oppenheimer, where he did a really amazing job just disappearing into his role, and doing some great acting too. So
I guess I didn't even think about this. You don't even really need to see Robert Downey Jr.'s face because
we may not.
Well, Doom's in a mask, and if he's not, his face is burnt.
There's the theory, Nick, the theory of that Doom has like a little tiny scar, and it's just his vanity that has a mask.
Right, I know
so
that theory.
They could go that way.
So I guarantee you we will see his face.
I'm not sure.
I'm 100% sure, especially if your other theory, which I'm not going to even mention, Randy, but your other theory is right, because that would give him a possible cause to take off the mask.
Yeah, you're right.
And it even happens in the storyline if it's the thing we're thinking of.
Yeah. But beyond seeing Doom, and I think Doom looks great, sounds great, I'm pretty excited about it. By the way, I will say, I understand the concern about them casting RDJ.
Yeah.
But I can totally say, if the Russo brothers and the screenwriters whose names I can't remember at the moment, Marcus McFeely, if they were like, no, RDJ is the guy for this, I trust them. They've earned my trust in the course of like 4 of the best Marvel movies. Yeah. And even though the Russo brothers have done nothing good outside of the Marvel universe, and
they seem to be be able to do the Marvel universe pretty good.
Other than Community.
Nothing since, I should say. Before, yes. After we get like the Gray Man and whatever that terrible Tom Holland movie was, Cherry.
Yeah.
But the trailer of this definitely gave me a lot of hope. So beyond Doom, we also see that they're going to bring back Shuri as Black Panther. Yeah, we're going to see Winston Duke. We're going to see Namor.
Well, real quick, the framing device is Thor talking very ominously about the threat that they're facing. Mm-hmm. And what does he say? Something like, he's like, I've faced, lesser threats with stronger warriors at my hand and lost, and I still am afraid.
Yeah.
So there's an ominous tone to this, but at the same time, there is a bit of a sense of that gathering of heroes.
Yep. And that includes, so we see Shang-Chi.
Yep.
We see him fighting Gambit.
Squaring off.
The Channing Tatum version.
Yep. We also see Magneto and Xavier in like what seems like a apocalyptic sun hitting the Xavier mansion.
It looks like they're kind of having some kind of heart-to-heart talk about whatever's going on.
Yelena going after Mystique.
Yelena and Mystique fighting. And it's Mystique, Rebecca Romijn in the Mystique costume. She's got like the white jumpsuit, which we've never seen before.
You mean the comic thing that usually has the dress?
Yes.
Was it? I thought it was the kind of Brian Vaughn update.
Oh, maybe. No, that was black.
Because it didn't look like the skull thing. It looked like
but it was a comics costume.
Yeah, it was a comics costume.
Which she has not really had. She's mostly been just like naked.
Yeah. I didn't quite notice.
It was definitely cool to see her in the costume. Yep. We see Cyclops in the 90s costume.
Yep.
Marston getting a sort of a last hurrah.
I like Marston, so I'm glad to see him actually being able to do
we didn't
something.
see him in the trailer, but I'm pretty sure they've cast Kelsey Grammer as the Beast.
Yeah.
So here's the thing we don't see that I wonder if they might save it for post credits or Secret Wars. But when last we saw Captain Marvel, Monica Rambeau, she was in the X-Men universe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's got to tie into this.
Got to.
Well, and I wonder if they just haven't shown it.
My favorite thing
there's so much that they haven't shown. Yeah. There's so many characters
we also see all the FF and the Thunderbolts.
Right. Yep. My favorite thing in the trailer, as a kind of a longtime FF fan, was seeing the FF in Wakanda and seeing Ben Grimm shaking hands with M'Baku.
M'Baku.
Is that how you say his name?
Yep.
Since the Wakanda and the Black Panther debuted in Fantastic Four comics, so I really like that.
And he is now king.
Right?
Yeah, that's right.
And that's cool because he's a great actor.
Yeah. There's so much I really love about this. I have theories. I won't share them just in case.
The Steve of it all.
And then there's the Steve of it all, which the question had always been: are they going to do like something that Hickman did? It's kind of the evil Avengers. Is it going to be? Did they bring back Hemsworth and RDJ is like going to be evil Doom, but he's actually evil Iron Man?
I think that
was all fan theory. I don't think that's because the way they shut that down is they have Steve pick up the hammer.
Yep.
And if he's evil Steve, it doesn't make sense that he'd be worthy to pick up the hammer.
What if it's Vision with a re-skinned as him? We've seen Vision do it.
I think my weird theory is.
And by the way, this is just real quick. The scene we're talking about at the end. Thor says we need a miracle, and out walks a figure you don't see at first. And Thor's like, it's impossible. Holds out his hammer. The hammer flies into the hands of Steve Rogers, looking young again.
Yep.
Hair a little bit disheveled, kind of slightly longer hair for him. And then he smiles at him.
He smiles and calls the hammer.
Yeah.
But also this reminds me that we also see Loki holding a TVA badge. So we're going to see Loki in this.
And you don't finish watching Loki season 2.
I've seen people suggest that and they could be right, that the whole thing with Thor and Steve is like 2 different scenes cut together.
Yeah.
And that's not what that is. And it could easily be.
That'd be interesting.
But, Nick, you were saying, do you have a crazy theory? Or
I think that Doom is not the villain.
I agree. Here's the thing. I think Doom is a villain.
He is a villain, but I don't think he is going to be the villain.
I have a theory based on what we know Secret Wars is about, we know Hickman's Avengers is about, that basically the incursion is that one, maybe more universes are crashing together.
Yep.
And that Doom is trying to stop it.
Yeah.
But what he winds up doing in Secret Wars,
he wants to control.
Is they do all merge together, and he basically is holding them all in separate patches of the world.
Yeah.
But he is still made himself God.
Yep.
And I think that's essentially so. Yes, he may not be the main antagonist, but he is still a bad guy.
Wouldn't it be weird though if they kept the Beyonder secret?
That would be great.
Like
if it's actually Beyonder.
If it's the actual Beyonder, and then at the end, Doom steals his powers.
Yeah, I think that'd be great.
Just a quick question to see if my memory is right in this. In Secret Wars 2, when the Beyonder took human form, did he not use as the template of his body Captain America?
He did use Captain America's template. Oh, shit.
Just throwing that out.
Oh, shit. That'd be crazy. And the Beyonder being like cosmically powered
could hold the hammer.
Could hold the hammer, yeah. Oh, man, that'd be great. My theory as to who Cap is that this is from him when he's time traveling back to replace all the stones.
Yeah.
And that this is just because of the way time travel works, it's a side quest. That's a great idea. I don't think they'll do it.
We talked about this.
No, that's a great theory. I love that. I don't think they'll do it, but that'd be fantastic.
Well, it's one of those things that it's a crowd pleaser sort of notion, but like only to a very specific segment of 80s comics fans.
Sure, but also if you do a big reveal that Cap has actually been the villain the whole time, everyone would get into that.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, but also would they just be disappointed that Cap's not back?
I don't think so. I think you could... and also, if they really wanted to, they could have Cap show up and be like, who's that?
Right. And by the way, he could still be like kind of old man Cap, but still a little bit super soldier kicking some.
Yep. Well, we also saw the initial teaser of him with a kid, so...
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, that's right.
So I don't know.
So yeah, we've got... I mean, the thing is, like, also, there's multiverse stuff involved, so there could be multiple versions of these characters. We really don't know. All I know is I saw this trailer and I want this movie now.
So, interestingly, for me, this trailer is a little bit meh.
Huh.
I just, there were no big scenes in it. It is all sort of like...
Are you tired of the Fox it's Fox of it all.
I am, even though I like the Fox. Which is funny.
You like the Fox way more than I do.
But I'm also like, let it go, y'all. Yeah. Let it go.
This has got to be their actual swan song, right? We've done 3 of them so far.
Well,
I know people are saying, what's a Daphne Keene's coming back as X-23? Or, like, this is all it's all fan mill stuff. Probably most of it is bullshit.
Yeah.
But, I mean, we have gotten a lot of casting, or more casting than I was expecting.
We have 3 castings for X-Men.
For X-Men, which is pretty crazy, honestly.
But I think the thing that, like, I'm still kind of wanting a sense of, like, it's that they're leaning into the mystery, and even though, like, the part of me that wants to be surprised, just like when I saw Brand New Day, is for that, I'm kind of like, this trailer didn't quite tell me what's happening, like, sort of what the premise is. I'm like, wait, Doom's doing what?
I don't want them to, though.
And I guess I don't, but I also, like, it's harder for me to kind of get hyped without, like, a little more of some sort of hook.
For me, all I need to know is it doesn't look terrible. It doesn't. And I've trusted them on this, even though the Marvel Universe has been somewhat disappointing since Endgame.
Yeah.
I've still been pretty much in its corner the whole time. Even though, I mean, I'd even rewatch Eternals. Like, I love the MCU.
That's the one property we didn't see.
And we're never going to see Eternals again.
I would kind of like them to be included.
We're never going to see them again.
It's kind of like just like in the regular Marvel Universe, I like when they kind of salvage something with that. And, like, I think it would be cool if they could figure out a way to salvage it, not necessarily for this movie, but just whenever.
Yeah.
Like, if there's a spot where you could do it, it would be an awesome recovery.
Yeah.
Because then what you do is you retroactively make the older stuff cooler, just like what they did with, like, suddenly, remember there was, like, all this clamoring for,
Andrew Garfield
Spider-Man stuff after that?
Hell, they brought in Jennifer Garner as Elektra and Deadpool Wolverine at work.
Yeah, right.
So, like, you can rescue it. But I don't think we're going to see it anytime soon. It's got to pass. Some time has to pass.
Right. Now is not the time to take a risk on something like that. Crazy.
This seems like a fairly safe take of here is what fans want. And I know some people are mad about that. They're like, why not get a different Doom? And I'm like, you know what? They know that Robert Downey Jr. puts butts in seats. I understand the desire to be a little safer. And if they can be safer but still take chances, which is what it looks like they're doing, I'm all for it. If Doomsday comes out and it's the first bad Avengers movie, shut up everyone who didn't like Avengers Age of Ultron, then I'll be sad. But I don't see that happening. I think I'm going to love this.
What is the release date for it?
December.
Okay.
It's 4 months away.
Yeah.
Okay. A little way.
I'm excited. We saw the new trailer. Now, Nick is the only one who's seen the new Avatar movie.
Yes.
I'm going to, but I haven't.
I came home yesterday, a few days ago, and my housemates had watched it, and they were both like in cry mode. Yeah. And so apparently it's got some emotional resonance.
I need to get Paramount Plus back to do it, and if I do that, I'm going to go watch Star Trek Strange New Worlds and all that. So I need my viewing queue needs to be clear, and it is not clear right now.
Yeah.
But we saw the trailer for the series coming, Avatar 7 Havens, which will be the 3rd Avatar series. Yep. Which is the 3rd.
Oh, it is a series, not a movie?
It's a series.
Okay.
This is takes place in... It looks a little post-apocalyptic. It could just be a desert.
Right. It seems like a little isolated, if nothing else.
But we know that the new Airbender, or the new Avatar, is an Earthbender, because that's the cycle. Yep. It's the Avatar after Korra.
Yep.
And beyond that, this trailer, like you were saying, Dave, in Doomsday, this trailer doesn't really tell us a lot of what's going on.
Right. There's sort of... I feel like there's sort of that talk about prophecies and
there's
destiny.
Avatar stuff, there's prophecies, we need the Avatar, people aren't ready for the Avatar.
Is this 2 teenage sisters?
Yes, and I'm guessing one of them is the Avatar, one of them isn't.
Oh, interesting.
I don't think the Avatar spirit being split would be interesting.
I think it would be interesting if it was split and it was like about them having to... essentially, like, you always want, what's the emotional underpinning? What's the human story? Yeah. And I think the idea of 2 siblings that maybe sometimes agree, sometimes twins? Don't, could be, that could be interesting.
I agree. I don't know if they'll do that, but I would watch that.
There's certainly also a story to tell about them when somebody kind of gets everything and somebody seemingly gets nothing, but I suspect the writers would not give them nothing. They're going to get something.
So I had to look it up just for curiosity. Something happened called the Cataclysm, which is a massive world-shattering disaster stemming from an event tied to the Avatar. So, something Korra related.
But they said
it is. It says a young Earthbender and her long-lost twin.
Long-lost twin.
And the 7 Havens are the central pillars of civilization risen from a world shattered by an apocalyptic event.
Oh. See, I kind of don't like that. I was like... this is sort of one of those things where I'm like, I don't want Star Wars to just always be a boom-bust cycle of fascist takeover.
Yep.
And I'm like, well, after all that Aang and presumably Korra do in their respective storylines, because I haven't seen Korra, I'm like, I don't want the world to just get like.
Here's like Korra's very different,
right?
And this is going to be very different. I don't think this is like Star Wars where they keep doing the same cycle. This is a totally different thing than the war that was.
But like, does it mean that like basically like because like in this it almost looks like fantasy desert warriors, whereas Korra had like cars and all this stuff.
I saw like speeders or something. Like they definitely still have technology.
I think something just occurred that probably shattered the different.
But like any sort of major cataclysm like that is, I don't know. I guess I need to kind of be sold on it so that it doesn't just seem like.
If you want to know what I think the twin thing is in fact one of them is the Avatar.
Okay,
so only one. They're not splitting, which is kind of too bad. They have an airbender who travels with them, and they have a pair of cat monkeys.
Their cat monkeys look cool.
Yeah, who are voiced by D. Bradley Baker.
Of course. Same person did Up and
and the same. It's Brian Canezzo and Michael Dante DiMartino.
Yeah,
same people that did the original Avatar. Same people that did Korra.
Yeah, I have a lot of faith in these people.
I'm looking forward to this. I think this is going to be really good. Yeah. I don't need to see another trailer. I kind of don't want to.
Yep.
Jumanji Open World. Third part of the Jumanji. Probably the last Jumanji.
I'm curious. I know that we have all liked the Jumanji movies. Do people in general, like, I know they've obviously done well enough to make sequels.
Yeah.
But, like, I feel like I don't hear people talk about them very often.
I think people don't necessarily know about them, but...
Or maybe they just assumed it was like it is just brainless rock stuff.
It's 76% on Rotten Tomatoes.
The original?
The
from the new trilogy?
Yep. So not, like, beloved...
But I have liked every one of these.
Me too.
Well, of the two.
Me too.
And the second one wasn't quite as good as the first, but it was very good.
Mm-hmm.
Hell, I like the original.
And, basically, so I haven't seen the original, but and I think some of the people who like the original just assume this is all trash.
Yeah, but no, it's great.
I likewise, or the flip side of things, is that I kind of don't have an interest in the original.
Yeah. You've seen it, right?
No.
Oh, I've seen it. It's good.
It's good.
It's Robin Williams.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's a fun movie. I would recommend it. And I think they may subtly tie some of that stuff in.
I know that they do. The character they were looking for was someone who had been, like, trapped in it since the 90s in the original Welcome to the Jungle movie.
But that was not tied into the original movie.
I thought it was. Oh, okay. So, but I do know that, like, basically the what separates these is that Jumanji is a video game.
Yep.
And it is like a 90s era kind of old school adventure and action game.
Yep.
And, in the first movie, you had these kind of little misfit kids who got pulled in and got to take over heroic video game characters, lots of wacky gender mix-ups and, nerdy kid in the Rock's body and all that stuff. Then they had a kind of a fun flip on that in the second one where a couple of old-time besties.
Danny Glover and Danny DeVito. Get put in there, and there's still some stuff with the kids and stuff like that, but it was very heartfelt, very, very, very good movie.
Okay, I had to confirm, because I saw somebody in there and I was like, she was from the very original one.
Who was that?
It's Bebe Neuwirth.
Her character's from the new... I'd heard somebody say something about that.
So they are doing some direct
So she's like... She knows Jumanji.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's kind of cool.
That's going to be fun.
I like Bebe Neuwirth, too.
The tail end of...
Because they were pulled into like a board game in the original, right?
Yes. But it just updated.
Yeah,
they showed that in the first Jumanji rebid. They showed that it turned from a board game into a video game. Yeah. It morphed.
Oh right,
they did show that.
It changes with
the times.
Yeah.
So they'll do a future Jumanji where it's a.
Does it only happen every once in a while? Because video games have gotten better since the 90s.
I guess so.
But I will say I'm seeing that this is the final one.
Okay, that makes sense. They should wrap up this trilogy, but even though it's been good.
The tail end of the the post credits of the second one.
Yep.
Shows them at like the diner.
They're back in the real world.
And then a bunch of ostriches go running by, and the implication was very much Jumanji has come to them.
Yep.
And that is in fact exactly what they're doing.
It's cool.
And as I suspected, that means that we get to see the original video game versions of the characters for the first time ever.
Yep. Right. Hilariously, it seems like they said that they're stuck in
glitches
demo mode,
or something. Yeah.
That when you see them running, they're not like modern video game characters. They're all running in the exact same frame rate.
Yeah.
And they have like the same basic animations.
So it seems like The Rock is stuck in Spanish mode.
The Rock is stuck in Spanish mode. Yeah.
Yep.
The great bit about all this,
it's the first time we've seen the characters. Like whenever we see them, they're inhabited by characters from our real world. So this is them as their video game characters, at least initially, because there is yet another change up.
Twists. There's always twists.
Some twists where like the sort of one of the kids' moms gets dropped into the Rock's body this time, and some other switches. I was pretty impressed how just within the trailer you were able to figure out who everybody was.
It's worth giving credit to when you're watching the movie. You're not thinking about oh, The Rock is really playing this guy. You're thinking about them being inhabited.
Yeah.
But you think about it, you're like...
You generally just buy
You look at them
it.
like The Rock, Karen Gillan, Jack Black, and Kevin Hart all play a lot of different versions of the character, and they all do it really well.
Yeah.
They play versions of Danny DeVito.
Yes, yeah.
Jack Black playing a sort of stuck-up teenage girl, everybody's gotten to do some like fun and just completely goofy stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And the trailer had some genuine laughs in it.
It's really good, yeah.
I can already tell there's probably going to be, you don't quite see it fully, but there's probably going to be some heart in there.
Yep.
That's good.
Yep.
And a bunch of wild action sequences.
Yep.
So I think I will probably go and do the theater experience unless I'm hearing bad reviews.
For sure. I wouldn't expect any changes. I mean, they've made 2 good movies.
Yeah.
The third one will probably be nice, and then it'll be done.
Yep. I'm for it.
And then they can bring back Zathras or Zathura. Zathura. The trilogy is Zathura. That's a Jon Favreau movie. Never seen it, but I know it's
Kristen
a similar
Stewart.
vibe. Okay, all right. We got a teaser for Blade Runner 2099, which is the next iteration. It's a Prime Video series after Blade Runner 2049, which I watched, really could not tell you what happens in it. Do not remember it at all.
Every time I rewatch it, I forget. I've watched it like 2 or 3 times. I still don't quite remember what happens.
Is it possible there's some kind of memory erasure in Blade Runner 2049?
Why do I remember it and you guys don't?
Oh, I don't know. Are you a
like
replicant?
I did.
I didn't like it.
Dave, get out. Let's get out the Voight-Kampff and test Nick.
I like Denis Villeneuve well enough.
I don't generally, but I like 2049.
There's a guy I follow on YouTube who does analysis of science fiction, and he talks sometimes about movies and TV, but also he's novel focused. Yeah. And when he talked about this one, he's like, we were lucky to have gotten 2 good Blade Runner movies. I will say this: there's some interesting things that happen in this trailer, but I can't. Other than the visuals looking very good, I don't have enough to go on to say whether that looks like quality or that looks like crap.
To me, it looks good, partly because I like the idea of sort of replicants having taken over, what that means.
Right.
I trust Michelle Yeoh's pretty good in everything she's in, even if she's in crappy Star Trek spinoff movies. And Hunter Schafer, from what I've seen her in, has been really good.
So the premise here does, they said something like we fought a war and lost, or what was that?
So it seems to indicate the humans lost, the replicants run things, but the humans are trying to bring back their order or something.
And it's an interesting notion because the replicants have been like a intense underclass for both of the movies that we've seen, and essentially treated as slave labor or sex workers, all some version of slave labor. And there is a question of what happens when you take over? Are they, we certainly saw that replicants were capable of heinous things. They were capable of murder and things like that. But it was kind of I always think of this in so many situations, but when Martin Luther King does his, a riot is the language of the unheard. Yeah. And that's kind of what violence is. When you oppress somebody long enough, you get violent reaction, and you can't say, oh, stop being violent in your reaction, because that's the only way out.
So I will say the director of this has also directed episodes of Shogun.
Okay.
Dope Thief.
Okay.
And I know I've heard of, but I never watched it, Top Boy.
Never saw that one either.
But he's definitely...
He's got some chops?
He's got a lot of chops.
Sounds like he likes pretentious stuff, too.
A little bit,
Blade Runner needs a little pretension.
Yeah, it does.
To be honest.
It does.
But anyway, so... presumably, so is Michelle Yeoh, is she a human or is she
seems to be a replicant.
She's a replicant. Yeah. And then who's the lady from...
Hunter Schafer also seems to be a replicant.
And you said she's from Euphoria
and other things.
Did you think she was a replicant?
Well, she gets the shit beat out of her if she's not a replicant.
I mean, I guess that's true.
And they show her, Yeoh has her, masked up, and she's, putting... It feels like she's building her.
Okay.
I thought at first she was a human.
I thought so
but
too.
I think she's a replicant.
Oh, quick question. I realize I don't know this. Is this a movie or a TV series?
TV series.
Yeah.
It's on Prime.
It's a mini
So it's going to have some room to breathe. Yeah. That's interesting. Yeah. There are some stunning visuals. Yep. There's I think, what do you call it? Blade Runner 2049 showed something you didn't generally see in the original one, which is some daytime scenes.
Yeah.
Now it's still the sky is a constant haze.
Yeah.
I think there's supposed to have been both either environmental or nuclear disaster, maybe some combination of the both of them in that setting. And you also see some daylight stuff in here that looks cool. There's not a whole lot to say other than it looks very good.
Yep.
as a fan of this setting, and I recently read, the book Do Androids Dream of Electric Sheep and really like that, I will for sure check this out. It seems like they are actually somehow incorporating elements of Do Androids Dream. I don't know how big or probably small, but the weird TV show that everybody watches that's like this almost inane talk show and thing is called Buster Friendly in the book. And there's a, some like a neon sign or like maybe a video monitor that says Buster Friendly. So unless that was just a total inside joke, that will play some role. And the interesting thing is by the end of the novel, there is a sequence that sets up what could be a what they call androids in the book. Mm-hmm. But a replicant uprising, essentially. Yep. They definitely don't tell you about what happens, but I wonder if they will adapt that concept in some way to this.
Maybe. You know what I'd really like to see? I would love to see, especially if like Noah Hawley or one of these guys, I would love someone to do a TV adaptation of Do Androids Dream of Electric Sheep. Yeah. Leave aside, because Blade Runner is very different. So much so, it's almost not the same story.
Right. And there's a bunch more stuff in the book about, the nature of reality and stuff like that.
It's a totally different story.
There's thoughts on religion. Yeah. Deckard, although he is like a sort of bounty hunter, is just trying. First of all, it all takes place in one day.
Yeah.
So it's one of these really intense stories.
Yeah.
He's trying to make enough money to get a real animal because in his desperation to connect with anything, he can't connect with his wife very well. He wants to keep up with the Joneses, for one thing, the next door neighbors. Yep. It's a sign of prestige if you happen to have a real animal. Very, very, very expensive. It'd be like buying a house, almost.
Yep.
And he's trying to get enough money for that. So he's kind of this pathetic dude, which arguably Deckard in the movie is also pathetic.
Like I say,
it is such a different vibe.
When I read the book, I was like, this is nothing like... And I love Blade Runner.
Yeah.
I really like Blade Runner.
Although there are a few scenes that are almost verbatim.
Sure, there's a couple scenes.
And there's a Voight-Kampff test and all that.
Like, you could definitely make a completely different...
100%.
And I would love... Noah Hawley should do that next.
In the era of, like, sort of prestige TV, I never watched it, but I gather they did a pretty good job with Man in the High Castle.
It was boring, but it was okay.
But, like, I think that... you could do something like this where you let the story breathe and, probably find also some new stuff in it, too.
And Randy, he's not going to do that. He's doing his Far Cry show.
I know he's doing Far Cry, but after that...
That's still the weirdest thing to me.
It's very weird.
Far Cry.
But here's the thing. Noah Hawley's never...
but it's weird.
It is weird.
Yeah, his quality has nothing to do with whether it's weird or not.
It is weird, but Noah Hawley never misses, so I'm sure Far Cry is going to be great, which is a weird sentence to say. But
you like the Far Cry games.
Right, but I would never think to adapt
to a prestige
because
TV
it's
show
like saying like we're gonna do. I'm trying to think of like even Doom and stuff like that in a way have more lore to them or something like that because every Far Cry game is different. They have a certain structure that they all follow, and you don't know the controls.
There's not like a through line through all of them?
No, other than a few in-jokes. Like, you'll see this character in whether it's the caveman version or Cuban uprising version.
Okay. I didn't know. I thought
and
there was
writing
some sort of... is
good, but not great. The storyline is usually not amazing. It's just a structure for action. Like, I don't know what made them think to do this.
Yeah, you say this, but wait till you see Ryan Coogler's Tetris.
What I was going to say, if I were like really trying to push my brain to like what Noah Hawley's on it, I would say that these are all stories about uprisings.
Yeah.
They're almost all stories about sort of something oppressive that needs to be overthrown, and it's about like you sort of usually take over areas and build up communities to do that. And I'm like, but like, is he going to try and find the deeper story in that? I don't know. There are huge action games.
He will make it. He'll make it great. Hawley never misses.
He's going to miss on this one hard.
He's not 100% sure it's going to be great. I've never played a Far Cry game, but a few minutes, but I will totally...
I can't imagine, by the way, even if he pulls it off, I'm like, it's hard for me to imagine how it would make people want to play the games either.
I don't know. But, I mean, like, Alien Earth, I think, is the third best Alien thing. Alien Stew, Alien Earth is where I would put it. I realize the bar isn't super high, but I actually like it better than the most recent Alien movie, which I liked.
Romulus, I like it.
Yeah, I like Romulus too, but I think Alien Earth is better.
I'm going to finish watching Alien Earth at some point, but I was not in love with it. But I actually think it did show a lot of like impressive craft, and like I appreciated its kind of weird ambition.
2 more trailers to talk about. That's what I said. We're not going to get to everything, by the way.
Yeah, you know.
Neuromancer, which is Apple Plus coming in January. It's an adaptation of the beginning of Cyberpunk, William Gibson's Neuromancer.
Yeah.
I'm
super excited.
Love this book. Yeah. I just got the trilogy, Count Zero, Mona Lisa Overdrive, and Neuromancer, as well as the Burning Chrome, the short story books. Reread Burning Chrome, loved it. Looking forward to rereading Neuromancer. Neuromancer is essentially a heist against an artificial intelligence.
Yep. It is a formative cyberpunk from, I believe, 1984.
Yep.
And it was like so formative that like almost everything has come from that.
It is the creation of the genre. He created the genre.
Yeah. The interesting 2 years prior, visually at least, even though it's not kind of traditionally cyberpunk in any way, but Blade Runner came out in 1982.
Yeah.
And like was the sort of another visual father of the style.
Almost certainly an influence.
And an influence, but it did not, cyberspace is not mentioned in there, Right. Mm-hmm.
But I love that, I mean, people of course are freaked out because Molly Millions is black.
Oh, okay, sure, whatever.
But I mean, they show her with the claws.
Yeah,
I'm excited for her. The guy who's in the lead is Callum Turner. Is that his name?
Yep, it is Callum.
Have I seen him in anything?
What's the character's name? Case.
It's Case.
Yeah, I'm always mixing him up with someone else who's a good-looking white boy. He's married to Dua Lipa.
Yes, he is.
Oh man,
he was in Masters of the Air, which I've never seen.
Yeah, I mean, he was also in
Green Room.
Was he in Green Room?
I saw that, but I wouldn't have known who he was.
He was in that.
Green Room is a good movie.
Which I really like.
I've never seen anything this guy's been in.
Yeah, I've just seen a bunch of trailers with him in it. He's in that weird rom-com thing lately, and then this. I just sort of get a generally good energy off of him. Like I feel like it looked like he, even in brief scenes in these trailers, looks like he's got some nuance.
Yeah,
but. This is a trailer that's shot in that very staccato style. There's literally like kind of like distortion, static in between each of the scenes. It's like hard cuts. You will see key characters from it, and some iconic vistas.
It looks fantastic.
I'm curious as to whether it kind of presents a sort of retro futurism. I think, are they still going to have to be wired?
I don't know.
Because that was like, this was the era when pre-Wi-Fi as a running concept. It certainly has a commonality in our world.
Yeah.
It certainly looked like in the trailer that they were jacking in.
I think so, yeah. You got to like plug in a literal sort of cable from the back of your neck and then there's a texture.
Because that was the book was all about.
Into a port.
Just like virtual reality kind of mindscape kind of stuff. So.
Yeah, I'm super excited for this. Apple Plus has maybe the best strike rate of any streaming service right now. Like, the stuff they do is pretty great.
Strike rate?
As far as, I just mean in terms of, like, the hits. Like, everything they do is great.
I will say, they're hitting more often. That was not where they started.
No.
They basically made some
Apple
stuff.
Plus, Apple TV, same thing?
Yes.
Apple TV, yeah.
A lot of it was crap.
Yeah, Apple TV is the correct name. Apple Plus was the
But right now, they're going pretty strong. Screw everybody for bad-mouthing Ted Lasso.
Ted Lasso's great. Widow's Bay was the big hit of the year.
Widow's Bay is great.
But Ted Lasso, is beloved, except some people are pushing back on the current season.
Yeah, because they're like, boom.
Okay. Some people don't like seasons 2 or 3 either. They just like, it was only good when it was new.
Their new Anya Taylor-Joy crime thing is pretty good.
Really enjoying that. There's definitely, their remake of Cape Fear. I loved that. I thought they did a great job.
I need to watch the last episode.
Really good.
It was kind of losing me here and there, but
it's a little more twisty turn than it needed to be, but it was a very satisfying finale.
Cool.
This
is probably like one of the
thing I'm most
number one things.
I'm really excited about it. Yeah, for next year.
Yeah, for next year. Yeah. But I'm okay with that.
And then the last one is Carrie by Mike Flanagan for. Is it Prime? I think it's Prime. Yeah.
Yeah, he moved over to Prime from Netflix.
A miniseries?
A miniseries.
Adapting Stephen King's Carrie.
Yep.
Which has had 2 adaptations. One that's
yeah.
Yes.
One was
did Sci-Fi do one?
No. It was another movie. It was Chloe Grace Moretz.
Oh, right.
One time I started to watch it. I got like 10 minutes in and I bailed because I thought.
I saw it in theaters.
You okay?
I couldn't bail. It was fine. It wasn't.
The writing stunk.
Okay, this is coming out in October. It's an 8-episode series, I think.
But De Palma's version is pretty iconic. Like it's a favorite for some. But I don't think, Randy, you haven't seen it.
Nope.
Nick and I know we have.
Yeah.
I liked it okay, but I always liked the book better. And there's some stuff like in there, that it almost is a little campy now.
Oh.
You know what I'm talking about, Nick?
Yeah.
They're all going to laugh at you, that thing.
It definitely seems like Flanagan is going to update, especially like setting and what she has to go through, peer pressure.
It's gonna definitely plug into the present. Although I don't know, what's interesting is I didn't see anything in the trailer, or there is a little digital stuff, right? Phones can't,
for sure.
You would expect, social media to be a big part of a modern Carrie thing. Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah. Now I'm remembering something from the trailer. But
it seems that Matthew Lillard is playing the principal, which I like.
Oh, that's nice. And the woman from all of Flanagan's TV series, Samantha Stoyan, who played...
she's the nun?
She might be is she the nun? She's been in a ton of stuff.
From the vampire thing?
Yeah, she was a teacher in Life of Chuck. I remember seeing her there. She's in... Oh, it's great.
I need to see it.
She was in House of Usher. She's in Midnight Mass. She's in Midnight Club. Haunting a Hill House. She's been in everything. She's in Hush. Is she maybe the lead of Hush?
The lead of Hush is Flanagan's wife.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Yeah.
So she's in Hush as well.
I wonder if the buzzsaw outside is just going to make this part of the podcast just interminable.
Quite possibly. If you can hear the buzzsaw, sorry about that.
Yeah, it's the woman who played the nun in the Midnight Mass.
Okay.
The nun for the church.
Yeah.
The kind of evil one who was poisoning people.
The one who was the most awful character of them all?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. She's also a good actress.
She's a great actress.
Is she playing the mom?
She's playing the mom.
I did know that. I did know that, and I always thought that was great casting.
Yes.
My just general guess is that Flanagan will also expand on the supporting characters, which includes the guy who kind of ends up with having a soft spot for her, the super mean girl who kind of engineers it all, and the mother are all sort of notable characters.
Yep.
And maybe knowing him and how he adapts, very much expands these classic horror gothic novels. He may have some original characters.
Well, at this point, I'm sure he's got Stephen King on speed dial. He's
the trailer is. Well, I guess King does not like this novel. He threw the first few pages in the trash, and his wife rescued them.
Oh, it's one of the. It's that one.
And he says,
"Well, wait, does he still feel that way?"
He says that he thinks it's an artless book that helped launch his career.
Oh, that's interesting.
But I think he sounds like he's... this is just quick sketching. Maybe he's changed his mind, but as I look, it sounds like he's basically thinks of it as one of his lesser works.
Books are a little bit more like that.
But anyway, the trailer I think was interesting because the voiceover is really good, where she's basically saying, she's like, "Oh, right." She's like, "You put all this effort into pretending to be my friend. Why didn't you just do that?"
Well, right. It's like Carrie, and it sounds like it could be like the voiceover of an email or something that she sends to the mean girl who's sort of orchestrates things.
Or maybe what she's saying to her as she's telekinetically blowing up the entire school.
It could be because you do see the town in flames.
Yep.
You do.
And this has always been a good sort of allegory. It is weird. In the era of school shootings, Carrie also takes on a different vibe because it is about the ultimate sort of person who gets pushed and pushed and pushed until she cuts loose and kills a bunch of people.
Yep.
Now hers was not planned. It's not a Columbine thing, but there's no doubt they're going to have to think about that. Flanagan had to have been thinking about that sort of stuff. But yeah, just that bit of writing I thought was a very interesting way to put it, where it does seem like the mean girl kind of got more into her graces. Is that in the book, Nick? I didn't remember it being. I thought she was just always kind of an awful person to her.
But it's a good twist.
It's an interesting twist on it. And yeah, her saying God, if you went to all the trouble to be my friend, why didn't you just be my friend?
Yeah.
That would have been so much better for everybody. And now I wouldn't have had to burn down the town.
Yeah.
Anyway, this looks good. Flanagan is always one to watch. So I'll definitely check it out.
Yeah. All right. We don't really have time to delve into the news we've got, which is kind of too bad because there's a lot. But I guess we'll get to it next week.
Okay.
But that'll wrap it up for us this time. We'll be back next week with more. And until that time, yo, Joe. Roguecast is a weekly podcast broadcast from Rogues Gallery Comics and Games in Round Rock, Texas. You can find us online on Facebook and at www.roguesgallerytx.com and email us comments or questions at roguesgallerytx@gmail.com. Thanks for listening.